Let's kick it off in Marietta, where the Lady Tigers are hosting Sheridan in the Division III sectional final. Points were at 8 premium in the first half for both teams. This layup from Hallie Warner made it 8-4 Sheridan with 30 seconds left in the first. When Marietta's in doubt, they go to Leah Lauer. She puts her head down and finishes at the rim to tie it 8-8. Lady Generals would finish the first half strong. Warner hitting the three right there. They take a 10-point lead into half. To the third, and it's Warner again getting Alyssa Baker in the air, then banking it in to give Sheridan their biggest lead of the day. Tigers looking dead in the water until this. JC McKnight hits a huge three to cut the lead to 5. More Marietta here. Braxton Croft comes up with the loose ball and gets it ahead to Lauer, who gets to the rim and puts it in to tie it at 39-39 for the first time since the first quarter. Croft again getting it down low and laying it in to give Marietta the late lead with just under a minute to go. Tigers trying to break the press here. McKnight runs into some trouble and turns it over. Peyton Powell comes up with it, takes it to the rim, gets fouled, and converts. Lady Generals go up 51-49, and that's the score they win by. Marietta's magical season ends with a heartbreaking 2-point loss, and Sheridan advances to the district semifinal where they'll play Unioto.